with Miss Shadowfin. We're going into the game with Sunsfun and Syndrome. But before that, anyone wants to change their prediction?
That's not allowed after you see the picks. Come on. When you make a bet, you can't change it once you see the line.
And I actually don't want to change it.
I don't want to change it either.
Yeah, I think so.
I'm down with EG's draft for this one. I think the lone druid can really make a big difference in this game. But we're going to see if that works out for them. Let's have a look at who is playing what for EG.
Bye-bye.
We'll say bye to Bruno and Luminous
Bye,
for
Bruno.
now.
Bye, Lumi. See you after the game. Hopefully, you guys will be back. If you don't like me and Suns fan, I don't hold it against you.
He's making noises.
All right, let's
He's
have
breathing
a look
right now.
for EG. We've got Earthshaker played by PPD. Shadowfiend will be played by Sumail. Beastmaster rather, played by Universe. Lion by Aoi2000, and finally Fear on the safe lane lone druid.
And looking at Vici Gaming's lineup, we have iceiceice on the Juggernaut, and he's in the Roche pit right now, which is being pinged out. FY on Wisp, along with Super, as we talked about, playing the, in all likelihood, mid Dazzle. Fenrir going to be playing the Witch Doctor, and last but not least, at the top rune, Black on Slark. So it's going to be the Slark IO combination, at least eventually. Lag, Ka. They need to get with the times here. They're in China.
I think
they need
EG
to speak the
write
language.
Ka.
For sure. Are you still getting the same issue as before, Syndrome?
Yes.
You are.
All right, and I'm not.
Take off your pants.
I'm actually not going insane. This is. Okay.
Take off your pants, Syndrome.
This is weird.
So Cinder's been getting static electricity in his ear?
The headset is actually constantly giving me electric shock.
It's only with you.
Do you want to try it on?
No, somebody else
It's possible
tried it,
I'm going insane.
Alright, we're going to have somebody else put it on. Good old Rob. Let's take a little gander there. As the rune's going to be popping in about 15 seconds. They have not checked Roshan yet. The bear will find both iceiceice and FY. And it's going to try to deny or take the rune, in fact. As they're just right-clicking away. He's going to sit right on top of it. Who can right-click him first is the real question. Oh, beautiful Impale! And I guess Black did get the Bannerine, so works out in his favor. Oh, that was top lane. Who got it? Io. Okay, that's surprising. So in the end, the Impale was wasted, but luckily Lion is fine. You're good? You're good, Syndrome?
Something is... Okay, no. It might be my shirt.
I told you to take off your clothes. I'm not even kidding. So
it might be.
What's the deal, bro?
Something is wrong. Okay, maybe it's when it touches my shirt. It actually could be. I am actually going insane.
Hey, roll up your sleeves. Take off your pants. Just get with the program.
Join the club. I know what you're doing. You and Charlie should make a team together. All right, that one's lost in you. Doesn't matter. Okay, so where were we? Try to get me back into this.
I named the heroes, and we're just chilling.
Okay, we're
talking about your static electricity ear.
Excellent. That's the best. That's the talk of the town right now. Okay, bottom lane is where I want to be paying some attention, because I want to pay some attention to the bot lane. Since Fear, it's very important that the lone druid gets off to a decent start here, and with Vici Gaming running a dual lane off lane Juggernaut IO against a tri lane, it's also very likely that EG will be able to find kills here.
Yeah.
The mid lane should be easily won by Sumail once he hits level 3 to level 5 on the Shadowfiend. The Razors will just keep pushing out the wave. Dazzle can't really pressure him too much, I would say. And then finally, the top lane, Vici Gaming obviously going to be winning this clearly. Black should be getting free farm together with Fenrir's Witch Doctor, and Beastmaster will just try to get whatever experience he can. So ideally, in this situation, EG win 2 lanes. The question is if they win them enough to make it worth it.
Yeah, well, we'll see very shortly. Sumail with 4 and 4 on Shadowfiend, getting those early creep kills are very important for that hero, obviously. Universe taking a Cask and Maledict, but not a whole lot of damage to speak of after the fact. And we haven't really talked about Beastmaster, even though this is not that recent of a change, it's still kind of recent in the grand scheme of things. The fact that he gets both the Hawk and the Boar at level 1. What are the implications for this hero as a result of that change, do you think? I mean, it doesn't really make that big of a difference. I think it does, but... And I think the Boar was buffed as well, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, it's better on the... especially on level 4, I believe. The damage is a lot better. Oh, as Universe is actually going to be engaged on by Black up top. Gets the pounce, and there's the cast. Good for your first blood.
Dark Pact finishes him off. Black takes first blood for himself. And that's what we're talking. This is when the synergy of the heroes work together, you have great layering of stuns. They should get that kill if they do it correctly, and they did.
Yeah. Beastmaster has a stout shield, but that's not enough, especially not considering how a really big part of the damage output of Vici Gaming's lane is magical. Both Pounce, Dark Pact, and the damage from Cask pretty significant overall. And
I don't know if this is on just my screen, but there's a mouse in the middle. I'm seeing it on the projection screen as well. I don't know if that's being seen by the screen or not. Just a little FYI. Okay.
all right, everything's fine.
Done now. We're good.
Bottom lane,
iceiceice
spin.
pops his spin. Not going to be enough to kill off PPD. Fissure to follow, perhaps? No, not going to go for it. Owie trying to get that ward, but instead hits iceiceice and will run away shortly after. That is not the Buddha ward. iceiceice, you disappoint.
Disappointed.
Well, they do take out the healing ward. Owie just going to continue to harass, but this is going to be a lot of XP for both iceiceice and FY.
Is the weapon Juggernaut is using, is that one of the...
I think that is the...
that's the DAC weapon, right? It's an
think
immortal
so.
Juggernaut blade.
It's supposed to have like rose petals coming out of it, right? Which I don't see. I don't see that. Oh, maybe a little. That's tough to tell. Either way, looks pretty cool. But Shadow Fiend watch 15-11 mid as iceiceice and FY going to continue now onto Fear, playing that lone druid. He'll be fine, especially once he hits level 6. That's going to be a super tough kill. I mean, even if you have Omni Slash, you'll have the bear next to you. It'll tank up a lot of the hits from Omni Slash. So that's going to be a tough one for Vici.
Also level 5, getting the Entangles really opens up that lane for them. So the next 2 level ups of Fear, very important. He's currently holding on to a skill point. Now he's going to put it into Synergy. He waited quite a bit on that, but we'll be using it now. Might have been considering whether Rabid was worth a skill point already at level 4. But he's getting his farm down here. He's second on the farm chart, right behind Sumail, who has the highest farm in the CS, in the mid lane, which is to be expected. This is a lane Dazzle. I cannot imagine Dazzle winning at all. He got off to a good start, but the moment Shadow Fiend starts getting raises, it's just not happening. Sumail is going to dominate this lane, and that's where I'm wondering for Vici Gaming, what is the idea of this strategy of putting Dazzle?
I was going to ask
They knew this was going to be the lane matchup.
Right. iceiceice taking a lot of damage from the bear, but with the healing ward and FY there, he should be good to go as we have more lagging coming. Yeah, can you theory craft a bit with the Dazzle pick? I mean, you talked about how it affects the Lone Druid bear, but that was picked before Lone Druid.
Yeah.
And as a core, it's very unusual. It's not unheard of. We've seen it before, especially solo mid, but they know that Shadow... Well, I assume they thought Shadow Fiend would go mid anyway.
It's possible that they want to take these long, drawn-out fights and really want to make use of Weave high level and early. That's kind of the only reason I see to, in this game at least, put Dazzle mid, is that you want the Weave early, because that's like the trade-off, right? You get high levels on Dazzle. The really powerful things to get high level on Dazzle for are either the cast range and low cooldown on Shallow Grave, or the Weave. Sure, Shadow Wave also gets a lot better, but in comparison to other mid heroes you could run, I want to say it's the Weave that they were considering important, and of course they have the Juggernaut and the Slark who can both really use that, and the Witch Doctor ward as well, so there's definitely a lot of merit to the minus armor. I'm just a little bit surprised that they didn't try to shut down Sumail more in the lane, and give Lone Druid more space and give less space to the Shadow Fiend, but
they don't respect the Shadow Fiend.
It's not a bad SF game either, I think. Both Juggernaut and Slark, they want to come in close, but they don't have stuns, so getting off Requiem should be pretty easy.
Do you think this is a game Vici picks up a mech?
On the core Dazzle?
A few months ago, this would be like the stupidest question ever, because mech was every game. But considering how much heal potential they already have, and that would just add insult to injury in a lot of ways, could be pretty potent, I think.
I think the mech would be a very nice choice. This is a physical damage game for both teams, so I think we're going to see more mechs in the future than we have in the last few months, because it just gets... I feel like it's becoming a better item with the metagame right now. It has a lot of value, especially if you're playing a solo mid-int hero who can easily sustain his mana pool to use the mech, then I think it's very nice.
Looks like Super's bringing out boots and a bottle here in mid lane, so he's going to be staying here quite a while. Do you think it's going to be a mech first from Super, and then they just start pushing after the fact?
Oh, he's
man,
dead.
The raises destroy him along with the Great Fissure from PPD. Way too much damage to speak of for the Dazzle to take.
And at the same time, Vici Gaming get a kill top. Another kill on Universe. Slark and Witch Doctor. This is such a difficult lane for Beastmaster to play against. If you get pounced on, you're pretty much dead.
I feel like Beastmaster just has trouble in general. I mean, he's a strength hero with a boar, you know, and he's melee.
Yeah.
I mean, he's been used in the past as an offlaner because of being able to take out Ancients, but he's just not that powerful an offlaner. FY taking a figure to the face, and Owie there to finish him off. iceiceice gonna go for the kill on PPD. He's gonna live through the Blade Fury. iceiceice. It's gonna take a little bit of mana drain, but should be good to go. Yeah, it's just, I mean, I'm hoping the Beastmaster pick works out because I like the hero in general. It's just, seems super underwhelming in general. But I think Sumail, this might be a good game to go for like Boots of Travel, so you can just TP to the Hawk and whatnot, just right into the fight. It's almost like having a Morphling on your team in a lot of ways, except the difference is Shadowfiend can farm way faster than a Morphling.
Yeah, speaking of that, he almost has the Midas completed. 47 CS, he's taken one triple stack on the small camp, and now he's, or in the medium camp, and now he's going to take a triple stack on the large camp, or even a quad. He stacks this up now, and that is easily going to be his Midas, as well as a couple of hundred gold to boot. Looking to stack it now.
That's
gonna see another TP from PPD. They could try to go for the kill. That might be the idea here. Sumail has mana for 2 raises, which is going to be all it takes. Super will, however, pull back a little bit. He does have the lane ward atop his own cliff, and we'll see Sumail moving in toward him, and now he
Ice.
recognizes
Going
the
deep
threat.
for those phase boots. Is it going to be worth it? Does it have enough for Blade Fury or anything like that? Fenrir coming though. Forcing Fear out. Gets the cask off, but nothing really to follow. Now, taking a weave. Very early weaves. I mean, that you don't see that very often from a Dazzle, obviously, since he is core. They're going to take him out. And Dazzle has pretty decent right clicks overall, especially when you're leveling up to that extent, even though he did get killed mid. So, do you think anything like this comes to mind where you're playing against a hero that you typically see as support? You're used to seeing him as a very squishy hero, but in this case, getting way more levels than you're used to. And just in general, you're not used to playing against something like that.
It's possible it can play a role for EG that they're not that comfortable with playing against the core Dazzle. The thing is, in comparison to other unusual picks, Dazzle is... his real potential is more defensive than aggressive, so... the thing that you can be surprised by is how fast he is able to heal and how fast Grave is going to be up again, rather than how strong Poison Touch is going to be, I think. And Weave is a hybrid ability, so I guess half aggressive, half defensive, but I don't think this is going to really take EG by surprise. It's something else if you run, let's say, for example, a core Omni, or well, that might not be that big of a surprise either, to be honest. Who would you run generally as a support, but then put solo mid and make totally different in that sense? Well, nothing really comes to mind for me. But it is sometimes something we see where teams certainly misestimate the damage output of certain heroes that are put in unusual positions.
Sumail taking out the rest of his stack. That's like a 2-course dinner right there. That is delicious meat for him. Fenrir, super. Can find Lone Druid in the forest. And there's no way they're going to catch up to this. They're going to do a little bit of damage to the bear in the meantime. PPD and Aoi are here, though, as a pause occurs. Oh, boy. Very Ka, indeed. And PPD, typical Stalt. Great tourney. Great $2 million tourney.
He managed to get 9 minutes into game 1 before he got salty. That might be personal best.
I have a feeling the only time he wouldn't be salty in public is at TI. Just a prediction of mine. We'll see if that comes true. I think Valve just gets into the mind of all the players. Like, they don't want to be on their bad side, you know? Like, you know what? We're not going to give you the full cut of the prize pool money, guys. You're too salty. All right, here we go. Fissure probably going to come out very shortly. Super still standing. The Fissure going to split the upright. They're going to focus on Super. Takes a stun from the bear. And they're actually backing off here.
Yeah, they're going to kill the bear.
Yeah, they're going to take 300 gold.
And level 6 of Fenrir.
Interesting.
And they're going to back off. So nice.
They really did not. EG really didn't want to get aggressive there at all.
Yeah, it was a little bit scary running into a cask next to a bear. Cask currently level 2 for Fenrir, but I am not sure if they know that. They might have thought it was level 3, and even if it's only level 2, it's still 4 bounces that could cause a lot of issues for them. So rather just back out. It's also part of the mentality whenever there is a pause and you resume, then some teams are just more about, okay, they had time to prepare for the gank that they see coming now, would rather not gamble it because they might port in support or something like that. So just a risky play overall. Nice pass bottom lane by Fenrir. Gonna put some pressure onto Fear. They do not have mana for Omnislash.
Blade Fury just does nothing to Fear.
Iceiceice
so
is really
now he's here. He's gonna get it. Trying to put the impale after the fact. Root gaming again from Fear. There comes the Death Ward doing a lot of damage to Fear, but it gets canceled up by the roar from the Beastmaster. They're gonna take out Juggernaut with relative ease. I feel like the Blade Fury just didn't do nearly as much damage as they thought. What level is that right now? It's level 3. So this is actually the old build from Juggernaut we're seeing.
Yeah, I think he needed to build like this for this lane. It just hasn't really worked out the way they were imagining, I guess. Wisp, of course, makes it very easy for Juggernaut to stay on his target because he's so fast with the Blade Fury on even, but Lundre's just too tanky. And then when he got the mana from Io, it was too late. Fear was already in a safe position. He already had reinforcements from the Beastmaster TP with Roar. And at the end of the day, I think Vici should just be happy to get out with only 1 death.
Sumail's going for it. He's going Yules. Unless that's just a casual Void Stone, which I would also like to see.
Here comes the side of ice.
Hilarious. Yeah. I mean, that would be terrible first item, but we've seen like that is a 6-slotted Shadow Fiend before, obviously. Yeah, I personally cannot wait to see this in action. See how it comes to fruition. Now, keep in mind the Grave from Dazzle. Yules is actually a decent counter to Grave as well, because if they're really low, you just Yules them as the Grave is about to pop off, and they die from the fall damage, the 50 damage you take from Yules. So we'll see if that comes into effect as well. That's a little cool little thing. Who else was I looking at? I was looking at somebody. Oh yeah, it's Phase Boots on Dazzle. So this is a hero I'm interested to see exactly how he builds. So predicting mech next, but we'll see if that becomes the case or not.
I still think that would be a really good choice. Io has got Bottle and Urn, so it would be a natural choice for the Dazzle to get the mech. It's unlikely for FY to also get a mech soon.
The Universe gets initiated on top lane, taking the pounce, taking the Dark Pack, but here comes the reinforcements, Primal Roar, as well as the Finger of Death, used to take out Slark, so Mail in a lot of trouble. Gets the Requiem of Souls off, Super Graves himself, won't die to the second Requiem, and the Healing Ward will heal Super back up along with his bottle, but they are in a lot of trouble. Universe now coming to help their comrades in arms, but they are taking a lot of damage themselves. Poison Petrified the Universe. Here comes the Death Ward. That might be enough to finish him off along with the right clicks, and it is 2 dead for EG. They lost Lark top lane, obviously a nice fissure blocking up iceiceice. He still has Omni Slash to work with, but too many creeps to speak of. So they're going to back up. Really good execution from Vici Gaming. The healing was out of control.
Dive. I was wondering, okay, why aren't EG TPing in more support than this? But then I realized it's a lone druid, and he probably doesn't want to TP to defend for 12 minutes instead of taking a tier 1 tower. So Fear almost gets the bottom tower. He has a Midas on the bear currently. Overall, I want to say a fairly even trade. Yes, they lost, EG lost 2 heroes there, but they also, at the same time, or was that, no, that was right before they killed the Slark top. So I guess two heroes for almost getting a tier 1. No. Let me change my mind on that. Vici Gaming coming out ahead. Because that's, first of all, it's the bottom tier 1 tower, which is the least relevant one for the Dire.
Yeah.
And secondly, it's inevitably going to happen. So if Vici Gaming can at least trade for it, I think that's okay.
But we just saw a little taste of exactly what we were talking about at the beginning of the game with the healing cross. I mean, everybody was extremely low, and within 5 seconds they were basically at full HP and they could just re-engage. So, very powerful.
That's without Witch Doctor skilling heal as well.
He doesn't have it at all right now?
He gets that. That's even more. But it's just they
yeah, he went for Malady build, okay.
It's just the Shadow Wave and the Healing Ward right now. When Witch Doctor's Restoration comes up too, which in a way I'm a little bit surprised he didn't skill, if this was the consideration of the
I don't think the Malady would have made a big difference in the lane against Beastmaster. I think they would have gotten the kills regardless, but it's tough to say exactly.
Mid tier 1, Sumail. Laying into it. Here comes the Weave. I think they're going to give up this attempt right now as EG do ping out the Observer Ward being placed. The Boar is on the mission. We'll get it.
And the tower is deniable mid. I think they're fine with that. That's a tower you don't mind getting denied because first of all, if you're going for the last hit and you think they might defend, it's a very tough position to actually get the last hit. But also, the tower in general is just more important, just taking it down one way or another. I mean, the map control is just.
There we go. Oh, Black. Perfect timing on picking up that Shadow.
Oh
my
no!
Goodness.
Tactical cause everywhere.
This is the worst pause timing for Black. He just jumped out of Shadow Blade, but he didn't get the backstab damage on Ally. And I was gonna, if he wants to attack him now and then pounce, Aoi knows now when Dark Pact is off, because he can see it charging. So they can actually, if they can stay alive through the pounce and the Dark Pact, they can stun him and take him down probably. They know Shadow Blade's on cooldown too, that's how he got in. So
what's faster, the pounce or the hex?
I don't think he wants to hex, because it's going to get removed by Dark Pact.
Oh, he did, okay, yeah, you're right.
He might impale him, and then that one gets removed by Dark Pact, and then the moment Dark Pact is over, they hex him. Because then he can't, or actually, in a sense, he shouldn't cast anything.
Oh, but then they don't have time.
He shouldn't cast anything.
He should be fine.
I think PPD should fissure. And then the moment the Dark Pact breaks, Aoi impales Black. If Black is in Shadow Dance, he impales the Shadow Dance. And if he's not, he hexes.
I don't think they have time to block him in with a fissure, though.
Alternatively, Sumail just Yules him now.
That's true.
He breaks out of that with Dark Pact, but
true.
Aoi gets to get a little bit of space while Dark Pact charges up. I think the most fair play here, honestly, is just to let Black go. But we'll see what
for $2 million. I don't think. Would you do? Well, that's a bad question to ask you. You're like the.
I think the most fair thing.
You're too moral.
Honestly, the most fair thing is that they discuss what they do. I think it's also what it looks like EG wanted to. He wrote, "Are we fighting here or lag retreat?" And then iceiceice says, "I don't know. Guess we fight normal. I guess normal." So They at least talked about what they do in the situation, and the call from Vici Gaming is we fight.
Lark is perfectly fine. We were talking about that for nothing.
Great.
All right.
So, okay, fair enough.
Yeah, it's okay.
I like that term, lag retreat.
Is that new?
I haven't seen it before, but PPD just coined it.
What about Ka retreat? Because then it's like Ka retreat.
You can only do that when you're playing with Phoenix.
Eh.
That's the name of Icarus Dive.
Ka?
Ka retreat. That'd be good. All right, so what's our status on farm? Surprisingly to me, Vici Gaming are actually ahead on gold. Shadow Fiend easily the big farmer.
But that's to be expected pretty much no matter what. Right?
And they have double Midas on both Lone Druid and Shadow Fiend. But it's just, where's that gold coming in for the Dire? They've taken one tower. It's just the fact that they have 3 heroes with decent farm and Universe is behind. It's the only deficit for EG is Universe.
Oh, relocate top lane. Universe trying to get out, but the Omni Slash too strong. Mini stun canceling the TP. And down he goes. So another death to Universe's name, and again, in my opinion, and we did like fantasy drafts the other day, I picked him as my favorite offlaner personally, but these maps are just not great in that matchup. Yules, we're going to see Requiem. Okay.
Not gonna tether.
Yeah, we're going to see the tether just dodge everything.
I think we haven't really talked so much about, we've talked about Yules on Sumail and that he likes the build, but I actually, out of the possible matchups, I think this is one of the games where I think it's a pretty good choice. I'm not a super big fan of Yules on Shadow Fiend in general because of how many ways you can counterplay it. But if you look at Vici Gaming's lineup, they don't have that many stuns to stop the Requiem. They have Cast and they have Omni Slash, and that's it. So if he's in a position where either of those heroes isn't there and Yules is the other one, or they're both not there, he has a guaranteed Requiem. And then he can Yules target whoever he wants to one-shot and basically avoid it. So I like that he, first of all, that he has the confidence to go for the build that he likes, but also that I would like to think that this is not something he will always go for, but that he's just identifying that this game is actually a fairly good choice. Now he's gonna go mech. Yep. As his secondary. Has the monocle for it, so I guess why not?
Not completely unheard of by any means. A recipe away from finishing that bad boy. He's gonna pick up this haste rune in the meantime. But looking at the rest of the farm, Slark on top for Vici Gaming, along with Dazzle. So that's obviously their mid solo. Wait, who was free farming top? That was Slark. That's right. Okay. So Lone Druid just, I mean, this is to be expected, I suppose, until you get. Do you think he is going Radiance? Let's see. He has only 600 gold.
Minus phase.
Is it too late to start the Radiance?
I'm not a big fan of going Radiance when your Shadow Fiend gets Yule's mech, because then the Lone Druid needs to hit hard right here, right now, and cannot go for a defensive farm-up build, which...
So,
Radiance,
would you consider Maelstrom a farm-up build as well?
In a way,
kind of a hybrid.
It's more burst, and the thing about getting Radiance is it gets really countered by healing more. So if he gets the Radiance build against a team that has sustainable heal, I think he's making a mistake. This is more of a burst damage kind of game, so the Maelstrom into Basher I think would be a nice choice. And they need the burst because Shadow Fiend is not delivering.
iceiceice takes a fissure, completely blocking him off. Where's the Wisp? Here he comes, relocates out. Wisp might be dead. Oh no, they have a ton of reinforcements. They're going to refight this, so absolutely. And that means EG is going to group up. This could be great for Vici Gaming. And here comes Wisp back into the fray of things. Fear taking the Omni side along with the Blade Fury overall. And look at the Death Ward and the cast going up, doing so much damage to Mael. Yules himself, he might die pretty much right after the effect. And he does the Black's right click. Aoi trying to mana burn as much as possible, but right now 2-for-1 exchange. Vici Gaming losing the... I was going to say 2 supports, but of course it was a mid-dazzle. Fenrir, beautiful! Impaled by Aoi, picking one out. Black in the meantime uses that Dark Pact to get out of that stun from the Enchant Totem. And uses Pounce on Universe, taking the right clicks along with the mana burn.
Oh, he got
He's
too greedy.
Extremely low, man.
He got so greedy. He had the mana. He had the mana to use the Shadow Blade. He wanted to get some more attacks on Universe, and he got mana drained by Aoi at the same time. And that's a level 3 mana drain. And suddenly he couldn't cast the Shadow Blade. He thought he could get away with the hidden run onto Fear, and ends up paying a really big price here, giving that kill away.
Oh, Blink online, that's going to be big. iceiceice looking for AUI.
He doesn't have mana.
He has Blade Fury, yeah, no mana whatsoever on AUI.
Extremely dead.
And he's a dead man walking, that's for sure.
Very, very dead.
Very overkill dead. But Blink, Lion has it in base. Talk about that all the time. Of course, he didn't really lose any gold as a result of that death, because he had just bought that Blink. More lag. Excellent. What do you think of the Spirit Bear?
That fight was like Dragon Ball lag.
Dragon Ball lag.
well fought. Yeah, it's pretty sad if they're having a lot of lag issues right now, but
Who benefits from this?
At the absolute very least, we can hope that it's the same for both teams. I mean, that's some sort of comfort you can find in that.
Yeah.
Because it's just stupid if one team is lagging and the other one isn't.
That would be... I don't think that's the case.
It's still not enjoyable, but at least this is shaping up to become a really nice game, so I hope the lag issues end, as what ultimately happened in that fight was that EG took a fairly big victory on both Golden Experience going in their favor at this point. And they did kill the Shadow Fiend, but with the item build that Sumail has gone for, it actually takes Vici Gaming a lot of time to kill him. He uses, then he drops down. He has the mech. I think he might not have had that in that fight, or he used it earlier.
He did not have it.
So he is a very difficult kill. And if you try to Omni-Slash him, he's just going to Yules. If Slark gets onto him, the moment the Shadow Blade pop-out comes, he can Yules himself and dodge Pounce and Dark Pact. And even against the Witch Doctor ward, also by time with the Yule. So, could be really, really nice here for
TeamSpeak
Sumail.
having issues. I wonder if their TeamSpeak servers just... Are they actually going through, like, American server or something? Or do they rent, like, a Chinese server for the LAN? Not sure. We can go over the effigies real quick. Wefis, our beautiful cameraman. This is actually really important. The one on the left here is a Keeper of the Light from Fear. It says Old Man. That's very fitting. Owie 2000 says, Volvo, give me Visage item mats. Okay. And we have Sumail with me. Hold on.
May the demon shadows bless you.
That's how Shadow Fiend sounds. And that hurts my voice.
And
there's
Universe
another
with
one.
Circle of Life.
Oh,
that's a classic.
Cute. Yeah, that's a Lion King reference for those that aren't aware. The fact that I have to explain that is saddening to me, because there's a lot of people that probably have never seen it because they're so young.
Like Sumail.
Like his own teammate, Sumail.
So, I want you to read out the name of the Naga effigy from iceiceice.
Where is it?
Your bottom right.
Bottom right. Okay. Exclamation point.
Maybe it says something with Ka.
Ka!
Don't know.
Only if it was a phoenix.
What do they have? For Eternal Love by Black, the Skywrath Mage. Very fitting.
Awesome.
Rubik. No inscription. FY. And finally, Super has a Juggernaut. Oh, there's a lot of nice FY.
Wait.
Oh, and there's a Lich too by Fenrir.
Did he write no inscription, or can you just have no inscription?
You can have no inscription.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Because if you write something, there's a different kind of box. You can see there's a text box there. And if you click the other one, it doesn't.
Trivia for you. What's Black's favorite channel in America? TV channel.
Black Entertainment Television.
Dang it! How did you know? How dare you keep up with what happens at LANs? Piece of garbage. It's actually a true story. When we told him what the name was, he couldn't believe it, and he couldn't stop watching. It's like, I have to love this channel.
I must.
We're gonna unpause. And off we go. Net worth right now, 10K mark has been reached by Shadow Fiend. Not too far behind, considering that Shadow Fiend is one of those heroes that just farms out of control. I mean, Slark's doing pretty well for himself at 8K right now, but at the same time, Fear on that Lone Druid is starting to catch up. And which means, like, what is he going for? Let's see. I can't even click on him. Okay, here we go. So he went for Gloves of Haste. I assume it is going to be a Maelstrom. Yeah, he has the recipe in his inventory.
Agree with that entirely.
And his stash. And then what after that?
I think the Basher is nice. It goes through Juggernaut spin. It's good against melee carries in general, just holding them in place. Both Slark and Juggernaut are fairly elusive, and the Bash could help a lot in shutting them down. And also, we should expect Sumail to go for damage items next. And then locking them in place is going to make it very easy for him to get multiple attacks in. It's going to make it easier to hit raises. And yeah, I guess that's it. Those are a couple of pretty good reasons to get a Basher, I would say.
Yeah, I would say Smoke now by Vici Gaming. Are they going to find the Ancient stack here? It's going to get popped, they're going to know, and they're going to back up. Like after this. Oh, Super was thinking about it, but thinks better. And the relocate was ready to go for FY and iceiceice, but mission aborted for Vici Gaming. He's just going to transition into the Ancient stack. It's not even a stack, actually. It's just the Walrus Dragon Seals. Talking about how we need to remodel a Void and all
I know what that dragon reminds me of now. The Ancient Black Dragon. It's goofy.
Yeah, you're right.
Oh, here we go.
Relocate bottom lane. Fear getting initiated on by Black, who is stunned right now thanks to Root Gaming. Aoi completely misses his impale. Fear. Oh, what a mech at the last thing to know the stock doesn't matter because Echo Slam is there. Fear! Actually, no, that was, yeah, Fear gets destroyed. Holy jeez, that finger of death. Who's that used on? That was used on Black. And it only ends up being a 1-for-1 after all of that, surprisingly.
That was a really good relocate out. I think they would have lost Juggernaut as well if, or did he TP?
I'm not sure.
I'm actually not, I didn't see that in the heat of the moment, but regardless, just getting a 1-for-1 here for Vici Gaming, I think they should be happy with how that ended out. The mech was really good from Sumail, bought a lot of time there for Fear.
Is there a counter Yules?
That was pretty.
Did Dazzle pick
close,
one up? Yeah, Dazzle has one now. You buy Yules, I buy one too. And there's the Blink Dagger. So, Shadow Fiend with Yules, Mech, Blink. No damage items whatsoever.
I think we're reaching the point now where you should not be getting more utility and start hitting or something.
After the blink, you mean?
Yeah. Well, I'm not sure if the blink was even necessary, to be honest. It's a nice way of resetting when you Yules. You can blink out, of course. That's also that's like the biggest part of this build, is how it can be used defensively and aggressively at the same time. It's a good way of setting yourself up to get the aggressive Yules, and a good way to get yourself out if you need to use the defensive Yules. But the problem with this build is he's going to have to replace these items in his inventory within the next 15 minutes because he needs something bigger. And then the question is, was the blink purchase worth it for those 15 minutes? We're going to see if he gets enough value out of it. Because he has 2 item slots left. He has the TP slot and he has the Midas slot. And after that he needs to sell mech, Yules, or blink.
But the great thing about him is he's not exactly hitting his peak, but he's still extremely strong and very difficult to kill right now, while Lone Druid is getting stronger and stronger.
Yes.
So he's going to help carry that Fear, Lone Druid, into the late game. I mean, Shadow Fiend kind of falls off like the extreme late game falls off, but depending on how you build him, especially this build. They're going to take out the tier 1 bot, EG is, and continue on to the tier 2. We'll see if Vici wants to manage defense or not. Here comes the Initiation Universe with that Blink Roar. Destroy, dismantle, completely annihilate that Wisp. iceiceice still wants to go in without the Wisp.
It's a very good aggressive weave from Super. I think EG needs to get out of here.
Minus Armor is just stacking up now. Still take out the wave.
Neighborhood. Meanwhile, Black is split pushing mid. Has a TP
Half the duration has commenced already. Okay, yeah, Black in the mid lane as well. Just forcing some TPs out, which are actually mostly top lane from the Earthshaker PPD.
Yeah, Black is going to go for this solo kill. PPD should know it's happening though. He saw Black moving away from mid lane, but
might try to bait him.
Could try to bait Sumail.
Shadow Fiend is there. Nope, nothing's going to happen, it seems. So, item progression for Juggernaut, let's see. So he has a Manta very shortly, just needs the recipe, unless it's on the courier. No, it's not. So, Manta style, let's see. How does Manta work against Root?
You can break out of Entangle.
Okay, so that's pretty huge benefit there. Is that the main reason he gets it, you think?
I want to say yes.
I mean, I don't think there's anything else on.
No, not really. It's a pretty popular build in Juggernaut regardless because the stats are really good as well, but...
Smoked by EG. They know that Roche is being taken out. He's at half health. Don't think they're going to finish him in time without EG finding out. Roar, apply Defender, he gets destroyed right off the bat. Requiem of Souls destroys EO as well. Look at these people just drop like nothing else. The only survivors are going to be Slark right now. He runs away with that invisibility, and this is going to be a free Roche. Sumail says thank you very much. Presence of the Dark Lord, among other things, will help them take out Roche in a jiffy. Aegis takes out Fear.
That could not have gone any worse for Vici Gaming. They lose 4 heroes. Oh, they could have lost Black. Okay. But they lose 4 heroes. They lose the Roche they worked on. I think that was a too greedy play to go for at that point. At least their positioning, because they had multiple heroes inside the pit, so should Vici find them, they're completely screwed. What they could have done was they could have tried to let Juggernaut pretty much solo it and keep Dazzle on the side, just healing him constantly with the wave and keep Wisp with a tether. And then if that fight breaks out, they're in a position to fight. But they were pretty clustered, then they got fissured, and they got Requiem, and then the fight's just over. The roll opener there from Howler is also really good.
Bye-bye.
Yep, found Aoi. Has a BKB now, does Black, so very, very good item against EG's lineup. Only Roar goes through together with Entangle, and a little bit of damage from Echo Slam. But,
indeed.
Or was Echo Slam one of the things that was changed from...
Oh yeah, you're right.
Universal damage doesn't exist anymore, and I think Echo Slam got changed to entirely magical instead of the universal part becoming physical,
right.
but I can't... So I guess only...
interactions before. Does it still not hit ethereal units, do you know? So I guess if it's magical, it should hit ethereal units now. We are getting roared out completely. 2 right clicks will suffice for Sumail, who has an Eagle Song, by the way. So in all likelihood going for Butterfly. I guess technically Ethereal Blade is possible.
Ethereal Blade fits the style of this build more.
No, if you think about it, it's not that bad.
It's really good on Shadow.
Like with Requiem and Raises does a lot of damage, and it's good against Omni Slash. You can use it defensive, but you're right. It's
if he wants it, he can buy it now.
Butterfly would be nice.
They're both really good. Depends what the overarching game plan is for EG, but I think at this point, with how they just won the fight, if they just keep it cool now with their lineup and play a structured push, this is going to be very difficult for... okay.
Super.
Got the Yule on.
Can't even get Grave off. Just
didn't matter.
Absolutely insta-good. Well, tier 2 down, EG's favor, so momentum definitely in their way right now. Yeah, he's going for the Butterfly. Should be finished with that very shortly.
Vici Gaming are going to have to get back to base.
iceiceice and FY are doing some damage to the tier 2 bot, but really it's the tier 3 top that we're going to be focusing on.
Look at Sumail like a boss. Just going
he is so tanky, like they can't kill him that fast. Dazzle buys back. Is this going to force EG back as a result? For now, yes. iceiceice does get the tower bot, you're right. But now, the bear really starting to hurt. These items starting to stack up. Has the full Mjolnir now. Going for the range racks. He's going to resummon. And that might be their cue to back
relocate.
Relocate on top of Sumail. Not going to hit Black because of the BKB. They do destroy the EO though very easily. Black pops his ult. He's going to stay on his Brave extremely early. He's going to dodge that and tail thanks to that BKB as well. Black going to pounce out. They're not doing any damage to the Omnislash is there. Fear only at half health. And iceiceice gets rooted again, and the right clicks are going to be enough for Sumail to take him out. 2 dead for Vici. This should be a Rax now. Not looking good for them. It looks like I'm going to be wrong again on the team predictions. I mean, technically speaking, Vici could bring this back. They have to looking really grim. It's going to be an uphill battle. It's
what I was saying before the game, that coming into this tournament, I think EG are going to pull out a strategy for game 1. And this is really a different kind of stuff than you usually see. Utility Shadow Fiend, the Lone Druid that we haven't really seen for a very long time, and the Beastmaster.
I've been disappointed by the Yules on Shadow Fiend, though. We haven't seen that turn into an insta-good soul, or what is it called? Requiem of Souls.
No, it hasn't, but at the same time,
it's not the only reason you pick it up.
It's put a lot of pressure, actually, because they know, first of all, the ability is there, so he can do it in the first place. So when he starts walking in like he does, that Yule actually puts a lot of pressure on Vici Gaming to play correctly defensively, so... I want to say it's not been there for the, you know, the big play factor, but it's still been a worthy pickup in this game.
Fair enough. BKB check. Slark. What is it? 9 seconds. He's only used it once. That's actually surprising. He's had that for, I want to say, like 7 or 8 minutes. But we've only had one major fight, I suppose. He doesn't really need it against Lion in the solo kill because he just uses Dark Pack and it's perfectly fine. Dazzle, we haven't seen him really... This pick still hasn't panned out at all.
For Aoi, but this is too risky. There's a Beastmaster in the neighborhood, too.
Is he going for Aghanim Scepter on Dazzle?
I would think so. I still feel like they should have gone
Black. Pops his BKB, really wants PPD. Might have to be forced out here, but here comes the relocate. PPD will be finished off. That is the 9-second BKB charge for Slark now. What does Aghanim Scepter do for Dazzle? It like extends the range and the cast range, and it makes it longer, right?
AoE.
But the duration isn't that much longer, if I'm not mistaken. It's just like a few.
I think it's the same.
The actual ticks go faster.
The ticks go faster and last the same duration, and then you get bigger AoE. Yes.
Yeah, okay.
Every tick takes another half minus armor, so it reaches it. So it does give more minus armor over time, right?
Right.
But the duration is the same, and the AoE is bigger. The AoE
I remember the AoE being just disgustingly large. Yeah.
It's extreme.
It's like Midnight Pulse times 2, kind of.
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty insane. We have to unzoom for that, I suppose. If he ever gets it. Right now, it's not looking that good. Of course, it could be something else. It could be Bloodstone or something like that, but I doubt it. That would be an extra heal if he dies, I suppose. Just going massive, massive heals on Vici Gaming. So tier 2 taken out now by EG. Question is, do they pursue any further? Do they have the Aegis? How long ago was that? I guess it was used. Roche, we won't know when he's going to be back up for another couple minutes, so... Is that what EG waits for? I think so.
Yeah, better play it safe.
Did Fear use the Aegis, or did it just run out?
I think he might have used it in that fight. In the top fight, he might have been killed by Juggernaut, but I actually don't remember.
I don't think he died, honestly. I think he just ran out. He picks up a Vlad's now, so going for ultra utility. Gets the extra 5 armor. And of course, lifesteal for the bear. Yeah, Roche another minute and a half or so to go till we know exactly when that's going to happen. So they're going to play it a little bit more passive. They have top racks, of course, so they're in no rush. They're
and iceiceice is not getting the Manta, by the way. Did you say that? He's getting Scotty instead.
Oh, he went Yasha into Scotty?
Yeah.
Okay.
He's still another 1,000 gold short.
I'm always a fan of Scotty, so it's never a bad choice for me. As we have a full smoke gank here from VG
know
Gaming.
Exactly what's going on.
They find the bear. They're going to find Sumail first. There's the initiation. He uses himself and dodges the pounce as a result. The roar on top of iceiceice directly in the souls. He doesn't do that much damage, but of course the minus damage reduction is a pretty big deal as Black pops the DP. The Echo Slam is used as well. Iceiceice is going to be the first casualty along with the Juggernaut. That's 2 dead just like that. EG in really prime position to take this fight and perhaps the game. 3 dead, 4 dead. VG Gaming, all they're left with is Wisp, and that's the GG. So everybody, I guess it was the two people said EG, right?
Got him. Bruno.
Good job, friends. Great work. So the Yule's Shadow Fiend, we saw it, and we love it. It worked out quite well for Sumail, the 15-year-old prodigy from Pakistan that now lives in America but is in China.